Unfortunately, it's true. It's not just clickbait. I've been cheating this whole time. And today we're going to talk about how I'm going to fix that. Welcome back, members of the gallery. I'm Ben Utah, for those of you who are new. In order to get you guys closer to the action and explain a little bit about what's going on with this cheating, we got to talk about what's in the bag. So this is my very first installment of what's in my golf bag. I say first installment because as we speak, I am literally 1 week away from going for my first fitting. So this is what's currently in my bag. However, that's going to change. So if you haven't already, hit subscribe and stay tuned for that update as we get closer and closer to professional golf. First things first though, I've been playing these wedges for about 12 years. This is the 52 degree that I've been playing for the last decade plus, and it is illegal by today's standards. CG15, as far as I can tell in my online research, no longer legal as of that groove rule that you probably forgot about or might not even know about because it was so long ago. To make a long story short, back in the day, oh, I'm so old. Back in the day, there was a groove rule that came out, and previous to this groove rule, grooves on wedges were getting a ton of spin, and so especially at the professional levels, they made these old grooves illegal. And so for professional golfers, they could no longer play a club like this. I think technically this is probably still legal for amateur golfers, but as I want to become a pro, this is cheating. This is illegal, and these are no longer in the bag. So let's talk about what is in the bag. What did I do to rectify this cheating situation here? Well, I got new wedges. Finally, after 10 plus years, I have new wedges. I am now playing the Cleveland RTX 6s. So I have a 58 degree here, 6 degree bounce, 58 degree wedge, moving from my previous high lofted wedge, which was a 56 degree bounce. Oh, sorry. Well, it might have played like that. It's a 56 degree wedge with a 14 degree bounce. I also have a 54 mid bounce, and I'm loving that club way more than I thought I would around the greens. It's becoming my go-to chipping wedge. So you're gonna notice, I obviously like colorful grips. That's a hallmark of my bag. The main thing we gotta talk about in this what's in the bag review is my irons, because that has been a subject of controversy several times on this channel already, and you might have heard me mention it a few times that I don't have a 6 iron and that I barely have an 8 iron, and I try not to use my 4 iron. So that leaves me with about 3 irons that are usable. I am playing the Callaway Razor Tour irons. Again, these are about 12 years old. I don't actually know the date they came out, but if I look it up and I'm not too lazy, I'll put that on screen right now. And I was kind of fit for these at Dick's Sporting Goods, which you know how good that fitting is. It's not a proper fitting. And I can't really even remember what I was fitted for. I know they're ½ an inch long and maybe 2 degrees upright. I can't remember. However, this 4 iron is not a ½ inch long because this shaft got bent at some point in travel, and I had to replace it, and I forgot it was a ½ inch extension. Thinking it was a full inch extension, I got a full inch. So this club is a full inch longer than my 5 iron, which is one of the reasons I don't use it a ton, because it's just too long. Speaking of bent shafts, here's my 6 iron. The reason I say I don't have a 6 iron, clearly I do, it's right here. But the reason I say I don't is because it is very bent. I don't know if that's coming across on camera, but it is bent pretty harshly this direction. I have no idea how this got bent. As with my 4 iron, I assume it was just in travel, somewhere in transit. This thing was bent and is now no longer usable. That's creating a real problem with my distance because I have a huge gap between my 7 iron and my 5 iron, right where the 6 iron would go if I had one. Last thing I'll mention with my irons is that my 8 iron is also unusable for the most part because it's a standard length 8 iron. It somehow did not get the extension that the other clubs got. So my 8 iron and my 9 iron are the same length, and that just creates a big feel problem for me. I don't like the way that feels, and yes, I'll use it if I have to, but it creates an interesting dynamic where I don't get the distance I'm looking for out of it, and I struggle with mishits because of the length of the club. Let's talk about the driver. Historically, I've not been a great hitter of the driver. That is until I found this club. This is the Epic Flash from Callaway, and I fell in love immediately. I moved to an X-Flex. This is the Sensei Blue AV Series 65 gram X-Flex. The Tiger head cover. What is underneath the Tiger head cover? Well, it's my 3-wood. This is the Big Bertha Alpha 816 3-wood. It's a 16 degree with an Aldila 70 gram stiff shaft. So this stiff flex is pretty low torque, so it feels kind of boardy. And the first time I used it, I thought it was terrible. I bought this kind of sight unseen. It felt good in the store. I never swung it. I just looked at it on the ground and thought, I bet I could hit that a mile. I bought one off of Callaway pre-owned. It came in and I hit duck hook after duck hook. So I hated it. And then I learned how to swing it. And now I absolutely love it. This thing is a fairway finder now, and I can rip it the way I thought I would always be able to. Probably the oldest club in my bag now, this is the Razor Hawk 5-wood. This is a mid-torque stiff shaft, and it is very whippy, which would make me think I would have a huge dispersion with this club. But it's actually my fairway finder. It's my straightest club in the bag. It's my go-to, my safety net. I absolutely love this thing. This is my putter. It's an Odyssey White Hot XG number 9. And I've had this since sometime in high school. I bought it for $60 off the rack at Dick's Sporting Goods and fell in love. Never switched it since then. Recently, I have, however, switched to the Super Stroke Pistol 2.0. This might be the single greatest purchase I have ever made for golf. Changed my putting. Fundamentally, drastically changed my putting. As soon as I put this thing on, I was draining putts and kind of never looked back. So I'm absolutely in love with this Super Stroke. I would like this putter to be a little heavier, so I'm going to start experimenting with some lead tape like Wyndham Clark and Ricky Fowler. But for now, it's good enough. What is the deal with these upside down clubs that you guys see week in and week out in my videos? Well, the deal is they are not upside down clubs. They are alignment sticks. They are my alignment sticks that I use on the range. I simply just have 2 old grips stuck on top of them. When I order new wedges, I order them grip off so that I can grip them myself. And this is how they come in the bag. They just come as loose grips. I was tired of risking and worrying about and actually scratching my driver head when these things go up inside of the head cover. So essentially I just took these things and slid them right on there. No more scratches on a driver head. So, like I said, this is the first part of my what's in the bag. And this is going to change as I get closer to being a pro because I'm going to get new clubs. I'm going to replace these irons very soon, hopefully. I also want to mention we're going to have a Patreon account. At some point, we're going to get a Patreon up and running, and you're going to get to see a little more in depth what's in the bag, a little more personal. What is actually inside my bag? What are the cool coins that I use as ball marks? What do my bag tags mean? What is this dog tag for? Why do I have a half a golf ball on here? What's the story behind that? I'm going to be breaking down all those more personal things in the Patreon video, so if you want to see that and more kind of behind the scenes stuff, I would encourage you to sign up for that as soon as we release it, and I will make an entire video about that, so don't worry about missing it. Just make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't. Alright, thanks for watching. That's what's in the bag. Hopefully I'm playing well in my tournament right now, and I look forward to bringing that to you in just a couple weeks. Next week we're going to have a video about my swing change updates because I have a swing coach. That's right, you heard it here first. I finally got a swing coach, kind of, and that's been a really exciting process. That's been super helpful already, so I'm excited to share that with you guys, as well as the tournament results very soon. I'll see you in the next one.